Hear me. Anybody can prosper. Anybody can prosper. But you must understand that prosperity is tied to the law, to ordinance. The God of prosperity is an ordinance spirit. When God asked me to preach immortality, I just know that immortality is an ordinance. That covenant is tied to ordinance. Now the God of immortality is an ordinance spirit. Now some young men want to be rich, but they are trifling with ordinance or ordinances. Ordinances are laws that regulate prosperity. Now, ordinances are revealed to men through fellowship according to degree of prosperity. There are different degrees of prosperity. Now, when God wants to make you rich, He reveals to you in personal fellowship the ordinance of that degree of prosperity. Can I tell you something? There is no rich man that doesn't know what gave him money. If a man is rich and he doesn't know what gave him money, then he's a fool and he will lose the money. You see, the fellowship of revelation that brought the money is more important than the money. Just like I said, I won't die, and I say I don't know why I can't die. If I don't know why I can't die, then I'm not sure what I'm saying. You see, because it will take more than confession. Or confession is part of the ordinance and not the only ordinance of immortality. Do you know that some people are trifling with ordinance of prosperity and they're looking for money? No wonder they are suffering. In Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, God said to Joshua, if you want to prosper and be successful, go to the book of the law. Go to where? Go to the book of the law and discover the ordinance of prosperity. And then he said, keep it. We're going to read it. And there is something I've been saying since this year. I said, don't in your life take advice on success from somebody who is not successful. I've been saying it. A man that doesn't have money cannot teach you how to be rich. Because prosperity involves experience. Success, just like I said, if you are not head of life and immortality, what will concern God with teaching you what should keep death away from men? Why will God teach you? He said, Joshua, it is not me that will tell you that. His book. Go find ordinance of success. Where? And then in the book. And then keep what you find. Go to a book and find ordinance of success. And then keep your discovery. Do what you discovered. In Revelation chapter 5, God said to John in Patmos, he said, the angel has opened the book. He's looking for ordinance of dominion so that he can keep it. Some people are saying they will not die, and they are violating ordinance of life because they have not discovered it. Some marriages are having problem because some men are fighting with ordinance of marriage. Husband, love your wife. Do you know love? Law, wife, respect your husband. The ordinance, find it out and keep it. Now, but every form of private prosperity, it manifests from private revelation. You can be unique. Somebody said, don't mind shepherd, everybody will die. I will not die. If I didn't violate the ordinance of immortality, how can I die? I am already hiding myself. I already hiding myself where? In the ordinance. Don't you know that the Bible said that God had made himself smaller than ordinance? Psalm 1382. See it. So that you don't go and call God after you broke ordinance, because God has made himself smaller than ordinance. Can you look at Psalm 138 verse 2? God kneels down before ordinance. He said, I worship towards thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness, for thy truth, for thou hast magnified thy word above all thy names. That is ordinance. That is word. That is, God is not ready to be emotional. I say God is not. No, he's not ready to be emotional. Because he has placed ordinance above his names. Why do you want to stay long on it? Hear me. Somebody say, wah, that boy just died. I said, the boy that died broke the ordinance of life. So why wouldn't they take him? He willingly broke it. He destroyed it. But it is possible for someone to be breaking ordinance without knowing that he's breaking it, because he's ignorant. Can I go on to something? Can I go on to something? Please, let me make it personal before I leave this. Let me make it personal. Let me make it personal. Our lives are all private lives. Discover something that makes your relationship with God personal. It could be one thing. To every relationship or prosperity, there's an attachment to discovery. Something that you hide in your heart. David said, he said, your law did I hide in my heart. That is ordinance. David is trying to say to God, what made me a king of Israel is in my heart. Then he said, and I'm not going to sin against you. Sinning against you means breaking the ordinance. It's not just literal sin. You are rich and you want to break the ordinance that brought money to you. An angel came into your path and you don't want to know why the angel is in your path. You have already enjoyed some favor in your life and you're saying God loves you. No, something is attracting God to you. Oh, somebody said that particular woman has enjoyed favor. Find out why. It's not just love. Oh, these people are very great. Find out why. Get close to them and find out. There is a discovery they made that is keeping God of favor around them. I said that is what? Huh? That is keeping the God of favor. Let me tell you something. Some people like being emotional or like being inconsistent about the oath of their life. They like being what? They like being inconsistent. Tomorrow now, today now, they will keep the ordinance. Then tomorrow now, next tomorrow they will find reason why it should not be kept. Because there is inconsistency in their life. And that, because of inconsistency, their life is continuously delayed. Can you hear me tell you? There are things God will never compromise about your life if you have a very strong relationship with Him. Can I say it again? I said there are things God will never compromise. Don't even think of explaining it. I said don't think of. No. He will not listen to any explanation. Because that thing He's telling you to be careful with is why He's around. Somebody said, don't mind that about. He will soon get married. I said, if I get married, I will break this altar now. It will no longer be round. Why will it be round? And it will be attached to a wall and seats. It will no longer be a free place. And we're talking about making it 5, making it 7. So if it had to keep being round, then there is something that I must separate my life from. If I must not live by drug, there is a way I must live. If my word shall be a law, then there are things I must keep. I must have grace to keep it. Grace is a favor that makes you to live in a special way to obtain a special result. I said grace is a favor that persuades you to live in a special way to get a special result. Let me stop this. Let me tell you this. It is possible for people to obtain favor from God and they use carelessness to destroy the favor. There's one more last thing I want to tell you. There is one more last thing I want to tell you. One more last thing. It will help somebody very seriously. The reason that the church is not prosperous is because of their so much dependence on prayer instead of ordinance. When Israel came out of the land of bondage, God brought ark to them, the ark of covenant, just to make them to understand that there is a way they must not live, that they are covenant people. Simple. And anywhere they went, the ark was before them to regulate their life, to control their lives. And then their God was in the ark as an ordinance spirit to control their lives. When they came into the land of Shushan, Mordecai looked at Esther and said, "You're not like these girls, you're a Jew. This is our lifestyle. Don't copy this." Some people can copy all manner of things. Yesterday we were coming to work. Okay, that day we had hold up 2 days ago on Tuesday. We were coming to work there. And we are on hold up. And the girl was passing. This girl put attachment and cover one of her eyes. I was showing the boys. I said, if God blind this girl's eyes now, Or if the devil now pierce her eyes now, then she will start going to hospital. Somebody God gave 2 eyes. Yeah, by his here, where is your baraba? Cover one. And every 1 minute she'll be struggling with it. I say, why are you struggling? Use one to see. No, don't struggle. Since you had this one, use left one. Don't remove it. Just close it and use one. And then some sisters will go and copy it into locust army. Somebody say fire. Anytime from Sunday, you see somebody in locust army, use her to cover her eyes. You say Holy Ghost fire. This life God gave you, is there not a way it should be lived so that God that gave it to you can sustain you? The money you want God to give you in the month of March, shall there be no devotion on it so that you can have increase? When ordinance is kept, the limitless power of God will be revealed. Jam your hand together. Don't forget, when God made the first man, I think he said to the second Adam and the third Adam, but I want to use the first Adam for you only before I go to another teacher. Hear me. I want to use the first Adam for you only, for you to know. Please hear me, hear this. God said to Adam, my relationship with you is under condition. Don't eat this. Then he said, the day you eat it, you will die. Let me bless somebody who is young. If you want to run fast, you can. But don't play with what is giving you strength. If you want to come in front of the world, you can. But don't play with the ordinance that make the way. If you're a young lady, you must find out what made you different from other young girls. Soon, glory will come on your face. If you compromise it, you'll be like any other person. Now, please hear me finally. There are certain prayer you don't pray. There are certain enemy you don't fight. After you have kept an ordinance that will fight them for you. Ordinance fight and win battles. Those who keep the ordinance of prosperity shall not be made poor. But Satan couldn't dethrone God because Satan is made limited by what God refused to reveal to him. Tonight, it's not even only that Satan is made limited. We are busy unveiling the small revelation he has so that we can make him more powerless. I said we are busy. If you're hearing me, you cannot conquer occultic men by prayer only. You need to know more than them. Let me tell you something that Satan acknowledged. Something that is worrying him this night. And he cannot do anything about it. Why I want you to do it? Because I want you to glean strength from Satan's limitation.